Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Leatherman Bond. This is the newest multi-tool offering from Leatherman. Retails for about $50 and features all non-locking tools. This is not Leatherman's cheapest multi-tool on sale, but is it a good one or not? Well, stick around and we'll find out. First, we're going to take a look at the specifications and the tool set, and then I'll give you my opinion on it after carrying it for a little over a week. And don't worry, if you know anything about the Bond, you know everyone's got an opinion about that knife blade. So we'll talk about that too. Okay, so the Bond weighs 5.75 ounces, or 163 grams. And the Bond is 4 inches long when it's closed, and it's 6¼ inches long when it's open. And without the pocket clip, it's about 7/16 of an inch thick. Alrighty, so the tool set on the Bond includes needle nose pliers, regular pliers, and your obviously not replaceable wire cutters. Then you have the world famous awl with the sewing eyelet. Then you have a medium flathead screwdriver, a larger flathead screwdriver, or a pry tool as well. Then you have everyone's favorite lanyard loop. And finally, on that side, your 3-sided file. Next up, you have your 3D Phillips, and you should be able to put the extension over this as well and get access to those bits. Then you have your combination can opener, bottle opener, wire stripper. Seen this 1,000 times before. And everyone's second favorite, the world famous ruler. And finally, you have a 420 HC steel straight knife. It has a cutting edge of 2 5/16 of an inch and protrudes from the tool a total of 2 3/4 inches. All right, so this is the part of the video that I'm sure that you all came for, because everyone has an opinion on the Bond's knife, and to be quite honest, mine really doesn't differ from anybody else's, and there's people who have explained it better than me. So, with that being said, this is a design flaw. That is a design flaw. I don't know how either of those how this wasn't picked up and determined that you could do this. Why this cutout is so big. I get it. I mean, this is basically a non-locking rebar. If you want to say that's what it is. I mean, it looks a lot like the rebar. The tools are basically the same tool set. My rebar is downstairs, I think. I could bring it in. It's not really the point. The point is, they should have designed this cutout differently. They should have designed it probably more like the PSTs, where you couldn't just easily flick it open like this. Also, what they should have done was make it so you could not flick it open like that and not have it snap back. For example, here's the K-bar folding hunter. You pull it up a little bit, it snaps back. Here is a Swiss Army knife. That was my grandfather's. Here's the knife. You pull it up, it snaps back. You pull it up a little bit, snaps back. You pull it up a lot of bit, snaps back. Maybe not that extreme, but even up to like this point, it's still going to snap back. So, it doesn't snap back. That's not good, because I was actually on the side of saying this wasn't that big of a deal literally until yesterday, when I opened it one-handed while I was outside, and it flicked open not that much, but probably about that much. That was the first time I ever noticed this happen. After 9 days of carrying it, and I was on the side of saying it wasn't, I was going to disagree with everyone and say it wasn't that big of a deal. No, it's a deal. I'm going to say that, there is a chance that you could open this up by accident and get stabbed. That's a sharp tip on this. Now, why does this make me so upset, though? Because I've been around Leatherman tools for almost 30 years. My dad carried them. I played with them as a kid. Yeah, played with them as a kid. That sounds safe, right? Used them as a kid. Let's rephrase. And I have to say that, I mean, there's really no reason to be screaming about a knife blade, right? Well, not really, I guess. But the problem is that I've been around this company for like 30 years. And my dad carried them when I was a kid, and I carry one now. And basically, I've never noticed like a design flaw like this. And the problem is that this is like becoming the new trend where something, first of all, the thing that really pisses me off about this tool is this. This just screams, I'm cheap. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous to not include the pocket clip with this. I get it. It's $50, and you get the sheath. Whatever, dude. You put the slot here. You put the two little holes here for the pocket clip, but you don't include it. So now I have to turn a $50 tool into a $60 tool. I really don't think it costs them $10 to manufacture a pocket clip. Make it cost $53 and just give me the pocket clip. I think this just screams cheapness. Number 2. Does anybody remember this? When this launched and the plier heads would get stuck together, this is the free P4. Now granted, mine came out, I got mine like a year after it launched, so I didn't go through that. But this ongoing trend that seems to be starting with either the designing or the engineering or the manufacturing process at Leatherman, it has to be the design and engineering, because you can build whatever you want. You need to catch this. You need to give these out to people for test and evaluation. I don't know if they're not doing that, or if the people that they're giving it for T&E for just don't, like, they say, oh, well, here's a problem, and they're just like, whatever, we're just going to roll with it. But then I see other things from other larger YouTubers than me. Let's be real, I only have 255 subscribers. I'm not really making any big waves here, but I notice flippant attitudes about people saying that this is a problem. Well, saying that you have a 25-year warranty and that you stand behind your product is one thing, but then actually standing behind it is another thing. I get it. Like, if I was to send this in, this is like 23 years old. If I sent this in, I wouldn't necessarily expect them to be like, oh, well, we have all the parts available and everything, and we'll fix it. But something like this that just came out, fix it. Because you're only making more bad faith with customers that you already have, and you're making people like me, who've been around this brand for, like, not necessarily since its inception, but for a long time, wonder if this is the new trend that you guys are going down, where you're just going to say, you know what, we're just going to put it out, and if it flops, it flops. If someone gets hurt, then it's not that, then whatever. And anybody that raises an issue, we're just going to say we either don't know what you're talking about, or, oh, I haven't experienced that yet. Yeah, because that's so helpful and adds so much to the conversation. This is the type of shit that drives me insane, when it could have been, there is no way that this went through the build process. I've seen other YouTubers who had these manufactured last year. Mine was manufactured this year. You're saying that you had bonds sitting around since November or December, and nobody picked up on this? Nobody played with one? I don't buy it. I think that it's a total joke, the way that this whole thing has been handled. If you were looking forward to this like I was, and you already bought it, and this is just a little review for confirmation of your own opinion on it, then whatever. I mean, keep using it. I really, really wanted to like this, and truthfully, I do like it. I just don't like this. This is a problem. This, to me, makes me so worried that this company is going down a bad road. It really does. I hate to see companies that I care about, because there's so few. It's like, Like, you see these things online where people are like, oh, this company is so good. Like, who cares? They're just in it for the money. But, like, these guys really were. They were so good. And, yeah, obviously they were making money hand over fist. But they were doing it. They were being good about it. They had good customer service. They cared. They put out a good product. Don't keep going down this path, please. It just overall scares me that you had the issue with the plier head on this one. This just came out, what, 2 years ago? You had the issue with the knife blade on this one. This just came out 2 weeks ago. So when the curl comes out, because everybody, that's already been leaked, everybody knows about that one. What is going to be wrong with that? If this trend was to continue with stupid stuff not being fixed or not being picked up, please fix this. It can't be that hard. Either extend it back here, which other people have talked about, put a sheep's foot blade in. Like, there's other ways. There's has to be ways where, okay, if the initial batch of tools is like this, that's one thing. We can send it in and get ours fixed. But for everybody else who goes and buys one down the line, April, May, June, July, whatever, whenever these were manufactured, fix them. Besides the knife blade, and I'll put something in the description to avoid the rant, and we'll say that this is the review of the rest of the tool. All right, besides the knife blade, I love this plier head. I really do. Here's the things that I like about this tool. I love the plier head. This is awesome. I know it's a plier head from another tool, but it's great. I love the precision needle nose. You want to know why I love the PST so much? It's because of the needle nose pliers. They're freaking awesome. This is a fabulous, fabulous plier head. What else do I like about it? Well, for somebody like me who doesn't do really heavy duty stuff at work, as I've said before, I basically could get away with a flathead screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver, the knife blade, and the pliers. And for $50, I will say one thing. Even with the problem with the knife blade, if that problem wasn't there, this is so much better than the Rev. It's not even funny. This came out of the box. Beside, like I said, it's great. Like, outside of the box, it felt good. It wasn't loose like the Rev was. This is perfect for $50, all things aside. I like it so much more than I like the Rev, which is, formerly their cheapest tool. That this was awesome out of the box. Phillips head screwdriver is really nice. Get a nice 3D Phillips. You get your little can opener. There is a lot to like here. You see this? You hear that? Why does the file have to make contact with the handle like that? This is another thing. It's just like, it's irritating. It's stupid. Here's the file on the Super Tool 300. Out of all those openings, it touched like one time. This one touches like every time. It's so irritating. Come on, guys. Girls. People. Get it together. You can only have so many screw-ups like this. Let's just call these... Let's just call them, let's call it oversights. You can only have so many oversights where things slip through the cracks and there's bad engineering, bad building, bad whatever. Now this is stuck together. Before people start to walk away and before people get pissed off. And if this keeps happening, that's what's going to happen. People are going to say, oh, remember Leatherman? They used to be so good. And now, you know what they'll do? They'll go buy a Gerber MP400 for $40. And they're going to say, you know what? Well, I'm just going to take my chances. So, hey, it is what it is. I hope that you guys liked the video. I know it was kind of a mean one, and that's not what we're used to around here. Have a good day, and take it easy.